Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Let me begin this video by stating that I am an absolute idiot. Why, I hear you ask? Simply because I messed up the recording button and apparently it has been recording a whole lot of static images, whereas what should have been recorded kind of got lost in, well, anywhere. So the beginning of this video is a little bit weird. Because the sketching process is missing. But let me take some time to explain to you why this happened, because actually there is something quite exciting hiding behind all this. With all that out of the way, welcome back to another butcher shop. Now I can literally hear you ask, what could be so exciting that roughly 1.5 hours of recording materials is missing? It's not such a bad thing. Hear me out. I finally have a Wacom Cintiq screen, which, as you can tell, I'm still kind of speechless about all this, because I think I was 12 when I first said something like, I want one of those drawing screens. I didn't even know what they were named. I didn't even know the brand. Back then, Wacom was actually the only one who provided those screens. And here we are, almost 25 years later, and I finally have one. And it's wild. It's absolutely crazy. And it's amazing and awesome. And I have all the emotions. So what you're looking at here is actually the recording of me working on a Cintiq instead of with a good old, I'm almost ashamed to say this, because I've been working with your normal standard Intuos 4 tablet, like one of those black things that is just connected to the screen, and it forces you to draw downward but look upward. And I know a lot of people struggle with that, but it's something that I've simply been doing for, let's say, 20 years. And it's, oh man, it's a dream come true. I've been wanting this for so long. It's just so cool to finally have that upgrade, to be able to draw directly on the screen, to see what you're doing. To just have that traditional hand-eye coordination that I have not been using for a very long time. I'll go into that a little bit more later on in this video, because I have a lot of people asking me about that. How does that work when you draw downwards but look upwards? So I will explain that a little bit on. First, I want to explain what happened and why this first part of the video is missing. What happened was I was really excited to get the Cintiq. So I set it up, hooked it onto my laptop, so not even my normal computer. Hooked it up on my laptop, did a very basic check to see if it was working with OBS, managed to get it all set up and ready. And then I thought I hit record on the screen, but apparently I messed up my pen pressure. So I thought I had pressed the button to record, but apparently I did not. So here I went, drawing my way through things. Man, I feel so stupid. But anyway, so I thought it was recording. It simply wasn't. And by the time I took a break, I hit the pause button, that's when I actually hit the record button. So it recorded a whole lot of static instead of the drawing process. So I got back, I redid some lines, and that's basically the opening of this video. After that, I just got to work with the colors, because there's basically two things you can do. Go sit in the corner and cry about it is one option. The other option is just to continue work, because it needs to be done anyway. So that's simply what I did. So if you're wondering, hey, I thought you switched to a format where you also show the sketching process, that is still 100% true. I do intend to share that part of the process. in all the other videos. What happened for today's video simply was a mistake. So I hope you guys can forgive me for that. Yeah, I mean, the illustration itself doesn't get better or worse because of the first bit. But yeah, if you tuned in just to see the sketching process, I do apologize, because this was very much a clumsy mistake from my part. All right, so with all that said, I do want to take the time to say thank you for tuning in once again. Or, of course, if you're new, welcome on board. I am super happy that you found my little creative corner of the internet. What I'm working on today is, surprise, another cat. For the last couple of videos, I have been drawing nothing but cats, and that is because of a commission that I'm working on. There is a card game called Cataclysm on the way, and it is basically a combination of Gwent and Magic the Gathering, but with cats. So basically you are battling out this war between a bunch of cats, and each of these cats have this sort of D&D class or subclass. Today I am working on the Bard, as you can see, and I do have to say that this in the end turned out to be one of my favorites. He is pretty charming, if I may say so myself, but he hits all the right notes, pun intended. Alright, I'll stop it now. I really had a lot of fun working on this guy, not simply because of this whole first time working on a Cintiq thing, but also because he's just a happy fellow, playing the lute. But let's focus on the first bit for a moment, because a Cintiq is pretty damn cool. A couple of things that I really noticed right off the bat was the sensitivity of the screen. Now, I have used one of those older tablets, just the black pads, for years and years, and to have the sensitivity of that screen is just an amazing feeling. And the funny thing is that I've always said I want Wacom and nothing else, simply because the sensitivity of those tablets are insane, and I've always really liked the feeling of, even the black tablets, the Intuos tablets. I was really surprised to feel that the sensitivity of the screen is even higher than that on the good old tablets. So when I'm working here, you see that the brush is behaving just a little bit differently than normal. It has more of this transparency going on, so it's really starting to feel like paint at this point. Like, the pressure matters more than ever. And I'm really enjoying that, because I've always sort of strived to go for this painterly look. And I know I've taken a long time to get anywhere near where I want it to be, because in the very beginning, if you look at the first bunch of videos that I made and posted, I am using mostly just your standard round brush, and I try to create some texture with a blender brush, leading to everything being smooth as hell, which was okay. I mean, it was better than what I did before. On the other hand, that the switch to this painterly brush already was like a world of difference. And I feel that now that I have this perfect setting and the perfect combination between, working on this Cintiq screen with my own brushes, with the settings that I've, set everything to, it's really feeling like paint right now. And getting all these textures this easily is really, it's really making me drool in a way. It works so nicely. So I cannot wait to, work on this screen more and more. I am not planning to switch back to the old tablet. So basically, from now on, what you'll see is me working on the screen. And I have a couple of experiments in mind that I want to try out. So, bear with me if not everything goes according to plan. But like I said, I am really, really enjoying myself. And to see the instant response, like the instant changes, the instant effect of working on this thing, it really, really makes me happy. And speaking of things that really make me happy, I do want to give a little shout out to all of you guys, because I have really seen a big increase in interaction between you and other people here on the channel. I've been getting more and more comments, and I mean, I'm not talking about hundreds of comments. I mean, I'm not even touching hundreds of views at the moment. But I have noticed some growth on the channel, and I really want to thank you for that, because some really valuable questions and comments have been made. I've actually even filled up an entire episode, based on a conversation that went on in the comments. So yeah, I mean, as an artist and as someone trying to build up some sort of YouTube community, I'm really happy, because things are moving. Like, here I am drawing on the one thing that I've been wanting for 25 years, and here I am at the same time finding myself amidst some amazing people who show up every week to watch an episode of me working and just talking about art and trying to share what I know with you guys, and then in the same time being inspired by you guys, and it's just an amazing feeling. So I don't know, maybe I'm a little bit sappy today. That's just how it is. Maybe I am sappy, maybe I am just, I want to share this with you. And I want to thank you for that. So yeah, I just felt like saying that. Another thing that I really have been thinking about some more, and here I go again talking about AI and the arts. I feel like, okay, so first of all, don't worry, I'm not going to complain. Maybe I'm going to complain a little bit, but it's more of an observation than me straight up, complaining and whining about what's happening. But I noticed that there has been this weird sort of evolution going on between artists and viewers during conventions. And this might sound weird, so stick with me, hear me out. In the beginning, and I've done several videos about this, in the beginning, I had my work up at a con, and people would simply walk up, or no, even further back, people would sort of start to whisper like, oh, and I'm not sure if this is AI, like, oh, do you think this is AI? And then the next step in the evolution was people actually walking up saying, oh, this is AI. And yes, I do know that every time I say this or I refer to this, I do this weird voice. It's a very dirty voice, disgusting voice, but it's simply how people sound when they come in, with an accusation. But the point of what I'm saying is that we've gone to people wondering if something is AI, to people blatantly calling something AI. And what I did then was I put up a little sign in my booth to indicate, hey, this is not AI, like, artists against AI. I've been putting that thing up for a year at least now, maybe even longer, but I've been structurally showing people this is not AI. Still, people walk up to the booth. Still, people feel like, they can come in and just throw around some accusations, and you have AI, and you are AI. Like the Oprah Winfrey meme, like, you get a car, you get a car. This is people calling out like, it's AI here, it's AI there. Anyway, I'm rambling on, but hear me out. I promise I will get to the point. I feel like at this point, the evolution has gone to people no longer believing the signs. And it's so weird, and I don't understand why this is happening. Like, can you imagine people, first of all, pretending to be an artist? So people just prompting stuff. And then can you imagine the audacity that it takes to then go to a convention and put up a sign that it is not AI, so people actually lying about what it is they're looking at. I cannot imagine people doing this. I know there probably are people. I am just struggling with this big time. So what is happening now is that the same people who used to walk up to the booth and say, it's AI, now walk up to the booth, look at the sign that I put up and say, well, I could put up a sign too. This is really AI. It's almost like people decide, like it's like they're trying to manifest something to be generated. And it baffles me. It just baffles me. And there used to be a time where this would really, really piss me off. And there were times that I went home crying because, people would just accuse me of something that I would never do. But at this point, it's starting to really become this comical sort of sketch. It's just, I cannot take these people seriously anymore. Like, what more do you want me to do? Like, I am drawing this stuff in front of you. I am coloring this stuff in front of you. I am putting my work up during art shows, telling you, like, giving you this guarantee that it's not art. And people simply say, well, I don't believe your side. Well, fine. You know what? Keep walking. It just makes me laugh at this point. Like, what can I do? Like, do you want me to make like this gigantic, like, booth-wide banner that says this is not AI? Like, I truly wonder, like, if you're in the comments and if you've ever, I don't know, this is asking for a whole lot of self-reflection here, but if you've ever walked up to someone and said, hey, this looks like AI, please tell me in the comments down below what you would need to believe the artist when the artist says this is not AI. What do you think is required? Like, what would make you feel happy if you see somebody draw something, if you see, like, the process from beginning to end? What does it take? I wonder. Like, and I think the good part of this is because I've gone to this new format of videos where I also share the sketching process, because, okay, to be fair, if you do not see the sketching process, the initial drawing of what I create, I could sort of imagine, I guess, that people, are not sure, and if they're hesitant, believing that something is real, I guess. But now that I also show that part of the process, I just don't get it. And it also creates a lot of mental peace, I've noticed. Like, I just don't give a damn anymore. Like, there's nothing more that I can show you. Like, there's nothing. So I'm not gonna be bothered if somebody thinks otherwise. And I don't know, like, but okay, so what's even the point? Like, do people say this because they feel like, or do they feel better when they when they actually uncover someone? Is it the fame or the honor of unraveling a secret, of pulling someone's pants down and say, ha, gotcha? Because I can imagine if you shout out AI and it actually is generated stuff, good on you. You've unmasked someone who pretends to be an artist. I can imagine that's a good feeling. You've basically uncovered a perpetrator. Cool, I got you. So is that the feeling, the sensation that we are after now? It's weird though, because when did art become about unveiling things? When did art stop being about a conversation, a conversation through images, or while you're at a con, a conversation like literally between the viewer and the creator? When did this happen? I sometimes wonder. Like I said, it's starting to become comical at this point. And I mean, of course, it's also very sad because, we can't look at art anymore without wondering if it's even real. And I totally get that. I do the same thing. Whenever somebody shows something at me, I do give it a second look just to make sure that I'm, not cheering on something who prompted something. At this point, if I go to a museum, I don't actually wonder if something is real or not. But on the internet, dude, I constantly ask myself if what I'm looking at is real. So I get it. I 100% understand where, the idea comes from. But I feel like the idea of finding out if something is real has changed into wanting it to be real so that people can, give themselves a little pat on the shoulder, say, ha, I uncovered this, I revealed this cheater. And I think that's something that I struggle with. I think that's not what art should be, or should be about. Not me complaining, not me rambling, I am rambling. I always ramble. This is what I do on the channel. But this is not a rant. This is just legitimately, me wondering why people are doing what they're doing. For the same purpose of wondering why people would even prompt. I had this conversation the other day with a friend of mine. Like, what is the benefit of prompting something? It does not make you any better in anything. You did not have the struggle that pushed you to the next level of being. You did not have this epiphany, like this moment of clarity where you realized this is how you needed to do something. You did not have the practice. You did not have the practical exercise, you need to get better at something. So is it really just about something being fast and cheap? And if so, what's the point? I think I've made my point. Being that I just don't understand the value of, prompted and generated images. But if you have ideas, like if you feel like I know a good reason, this is why, if you use it, you don't have to be ashamed. I just don't agree with you then. But, feel free to share in the comments what for you would be, what is the benefit of prompting something, rather than creating it yourself or asking someone else to create it for you. I'm curious and I'm looking forward to a conversation. It might actually even spark the next episode. That said, don't worry. I would never try to shame on anyone. This is just legitimate curiosity. I'm trying to understand something that I currently just don't understand. But yeah, anyway. That was a little bit of a detour. As you can probably tell, this video is not scripted. I do enjoy unscripted videos, every now and then, because it's just a spontaneous reaction. And I know my English is not as good, when I improvise things, compared to as when I just read stuff. But sometimes you gotta make space for the emotions, because I have emotions. Actually, dare say I'm an artist. I think I have a lot of emotions. But that's subject for a whole other video. Yes, I am completely off topic and off the point, so I do apologize. I just needed to get this out of the way. I was planning to make this video all about working with the Cintiq. So yeah, apologies for that. that said, I do think the Cintiq is the best thing that has happened to me, you know, art-wise in the last couple of years. I've had some upgrades, but it's just amazing to finally have this thing, and to you know, that it feels so good and that it makes it all so much easier and so much more fun to work with. So you know what, let that be the point of this video. Enjoy the art, enjoy the feeling of the Cintiq. And I would say, you know what, here's to many more drawings to come. Thanks so much for watching. If you want some more, and if you want even more stuff from behind the scenes, or if you even want art goodies, art merch 4 times a year, go ahead and check out my Patreon at patreon.com/sandybutchers. But if not, that's also very cool. Your viewership is enough for me. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button if you enjoyed this video. You know, my little rambling on about AI and the Cintiq. But yeah, I hope to see you again in the next video, guys. Take care.